You've probably heard about the great work that Cornerstones of Chattanooga does as far as preservation as it concerns some of the older buildings in town and some of the ones that aren't necessarily old. If you haven't heard about it, I'll guarantee you that you've seen it. Joining us now is Arch Willingham, and Arch is the president of Parks Construction. Arch, what's your position with the Cornerstones board?
I'm on the board, just general board
member. Seems kind of ironic that you being in the construction business, you're such an active part in restoring older buildings. Chattanooga's kind of gotten a reputation lately for tear it down and build something new and better.
You know, I've always been told we were lucky that Chattanooga didn't have any money when the massive urban renewal was going around the country. We didn't have any money to tear a lot of things down.
Right.
So we lucked out and were able to save a lot of older buildings just by the economy.
Give us an example of some of the buildings that Cornerstones has helped save over the years.
The Central Block, where United Way is now, Hair the Dog, Urban Stack, the Ross Meehan building, that's my favorite one. That's the most recent one.
Yeah, that's a beautiful piece of work that you guys have done there. And you've also did a lot of work in restoring the bankruptcy courthouse down by City Hall, didn't you?
Yes.
That building is absolutely magnificent.
It's stunning. It's one of the prettiest pieces of architecture in Chattanooga.
Inside and out. When you guys approach a building, I guess you get together and you have a meeting and say, this building needs work.
We keep a perpetual list of endangered properties that different board members and community members have told us that, hey, this is something may be happening bad to this building. Can y'all keep an eye on it? And we talk to developers and the owners about ways that they can do working with us to preserve the structure.
How is that received by the people who own the building and the neighbors surrounding it?
The neighbors love it. The owners of the properties, it depends on what you want them to do with it. I mean, it is private property, so we have to be very sensitive to the fact that it is their property. And we're trying to keep them from doing a lot of things to the exterior facade.
Right. And you can't do all this, obviously, without a great deal of financial assistance and aid, not just from individuals, but from groups. And having worked with Wine Over Water for years, I guess is that the primary fundraiser
That's
for
the primary fundraiser. That's probably where 90% of our money comes from. That's how I got involved with the organization, getting to go on the bridge and drink.
No doubt about it. It is a fun event. And even though we're wrapping up February, plans for Wine Over Water, I'm sure, are already well underway.
Oh, absolutely. We'll start having our first meetings in, April-ish.
All right. If people would like to get involved with what's going on as far as Cornerstones is concerned, or maybe as far as Wine Over Water is concerned, what's the best way for them to do that?
Go to our website. And I think at the very end of this interview, there's going to be a little graphic that shows the website. But if you put Cornerstones Chattanooga in Google, boom, it'll get you right there. All
right. As a construction expert, I want to put you on the spot here. Let's say within 3 or 4 miles from right here on South Broad Street, if there was one building that you could get the Cornerstones folks involved with and totally do the renovation as you want to do it, what would it be?
God,
or even one of 2 or 3.
St. George would be a good one. I'd love to be able to save the little building to the right of it that's got the frog jumping back and forth.
Used to be the boiled frog, right?
It wasn't the boiled frog. It was something like that.
I know the one you're talking about.
When I was a kid, that the graphic in the neon used to jump back and forth. I'd love to see something long-term happen with Ingle Stadium. Some of those.
Is that, and a lot of folks have said the same sentiment about Ingle Stadium. Is that something that's a little further down the road, do you think?
Yes.
Whether it's a Cornerstones project or not, you're pretty
UTC,
confident that...
or I think somebody. I mean, it's got too much history, and there's too many uses you can use it to get rid of it.
And like you said, UTC, Cornerstones, some other private organizations would do a bang-up job.
Great job.
It is a beautiful, beautiful piece of property, and you just think, with your eye for detail and construction, that could be another literally crown jewel here in the city.
It's a huge piece of our history. I mean, you don't want to lose that.
You're absolutely right. Arch, want to get you to come back as we get closer to Wine Over Water, and anything that we can do to help out, or if you folks at home want to get involved with Cornerstones, you can call Arch at TU Parks Construction, or you can go to the website, Arch, which is
cornerstonesinc.org.
That's cornerstonesinc.org.